A women's US football team played in a tournament against men's team Wrexham FC and lost 12-0. But before the match started, one of the women gave a speech. Let's have a listen.
This message is for Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. 1, you should be here right now with your squad. 2, your team about to go down in North Carolina.
So after that speech, she claims they're going to dominate the men's team. And as we're about to find out, the complete opposite happened.
Again, you got to be careful. There's a shot and there's a goal. First goal of the game goes to Wrexham.
It's off. When Jarvis is driving, keep an eye on that run from Morel. It creates space, and that deflection, so cruel. We've seen a couple deflected goals against the U.S. women's team from this morning, and just hate to have that happen.
Nice spin move here by Lloyd. Lloyd fires and scores. Back-to-back goals here by Wrexham, and it's quickly 2-0.
Lloyd showing a bit of skill and quickness to get to the end line, and when he does, there's nothing much you can do about that if you're Harris. She comes out, she tries to make herself big, but...
Sensational.
So we're 2-0 right now. It's not a great start for the women's team. And we've still got 10 goals to go, boys.
And now quickly on the counter. Another shot and another goal. And yes, it's Lewis Lloyd again.
U.S. women's team, and I think it was Fletcher and Lawson who come in. Good double team. And just a fortunate bounce goes his way, but credit to him. More players around him, and also look for the players running off of him. It's a big ask, but...
Well, there's Trundle able to turn and get another goal, so now it's 4-0.
So effective with his back to goal. Has a sense of where the goal is, and ball pins balls around. He doesn't need much space. Has such a quick release.
And now a takeaway. But Trundle able to keep it. With the left, and Trundle with his second goal. It's now 5-0. Wrexham.
And it's that physicality again, bodying players off in that sole roll. As soon as he takes that extra touch, just like he did for the previous goal, he wants to get on that favored left foot. And he's just looking for half a yard, half an inch. And both goals have come off. Being the target forward, and keep an eye on that deft touch to Boyd. Boyd, the hero from the first game.
6-0. 6-0. It's not looking good. We are halfway through.
Trundle got a hat trick. Follow.
Cover left, you were.
Murkoff trying to move around, and that's going to be a nice pass and a goal for George Boyd. Murkoff takes that shot with the left, and Murkoff is able to get one by Lindsay Harris. And Wrexham now leading 9-0. Philip Murkoff.
And this reminds me a bit of that first goal that Wrexham scored. A shot from distance. A lot of their goals have come close range. It's almost snapping your feet, locking your ankles, and swinging to make that perfect contact.
And that was perfect contact, a nice feed. And Daniel Jarvis has the 10th goal of the game here for Wrexham.
I mean, it's a fast pace. You know, a lot of these guys have a lot of experience, a lot of goals as well, like that, exactly. Big man up top. Just experience-wise, the tempo, the speed of play, just to adapt to this type of style is something to learn.
The target score coming up. Here's a turnover. Jarvis, there it is. Game over. 12-0. Wrexham defeats the U.S. women.
That kind of hurted me, though.
Shout out to the men's goalkeeper because he didn't have to do anything that game. I didn't even see him once. These gentlemen were taking it easy on the kicks, their movement and everything, you can tell. So they were being nice to him. So the women only lost 12-0 instead of 50-0. And a lot of these players were retired and they still completely dominated. And I think that was the best training these women have ever had. And this is what happens when delusion is met by reality.
The men's game is embarrassingly cynical. The crybabies dive and pretend to be injured. Women's football is way more hardcore. What?
The Australian women's national team, who were ranked number 5 in the world, lost 7-0 to a team of 15-year-old boys.
Women are better skilled.
Well, the women are better skilled against other women. But if the women played the men, they wouldn't be winning the way that they win.
He ain't lying.
Will never beat men at football. Physiologically, they won't be able to. Maybe I'm wrong. It's not a sexist comment to say that.
No, and I
That's
accept
a reality.
that on strength and power and physicality, I accept that you're right. My point is that whether on skill they could beat...
Stop the cap.
And not sure if he was going to get on the end of that, Neymar Jr. Little flick there, nearly. Oh, it's gone in! Brilliant. What a move.
Guarda que ahí se escapa el número 7, si la hace bien. Sí, puede ser, le pegó.
This guy literally has one leg and he's in crutches and he's still beating them. If that doesn't show levels, I don't know what does. Shout out to that guy. What a legend.
He's going to try and go on his own all the way. Oh, he has!
I'm going to be challenging one of the best women's goalkeepers in the country. She plays for Manchester City and England. Oh.
Sensational.
I don't think anybody can argue that there's gender inequities in this world, that there's a pay gap, that there's pay discrepancy.
Matilda's Soccer World Cup win against Brazil. Now, if they make it to the final, the girls will get $5,500 each. The blokes will get $69,000 each. How can anyone justify this, Ita?
They can't.
No.
I mean, the gender... I beg your pardon?
I can justify it.
How?
How many of you guys on the panel know who our Australian Matildas are playing in the quarterfinals?
Don't.
No, because you don't care about it. Now, if you cared about it...
I do if they win.
No, but that's the thing.
They beat Brazil.
Do you know what? All of you can go and watch W League games in the women's competition here, but you don't. Now, when you start to go and watch these women play the wonderful football they do, then they'll earn more money.
We've got quite a large pay dispute happening with our Australian women's soccer team at the moment. Is it frustrating for you as someone who's so prominent in your sport? And we heard you say on the Ellen show the other day you are the richest fighter in UFC, that sort of thing is still going on?
I think that how much you get paid should have something to do with how much money you bring in. I'm the highest paid fighter not because Dina and Lorenzo wanted to do something nice for the ladies. They do it because I bring in the highest numbers. They do it because I make them the most money. And I think that the money that they make should be proportionate to the money that they bring in.
Ronda Rousey couldn't have answered that question any better. And the women who argue that women football players aren't paid as much as men, but there's a reason for that, is because nowhere near as many people watch women's football like them. They haven't got a clue what they're talking about. It really isn't rocket science. And I still can't believe there's an argument to be made when they lost to a guy with one leg in crutches. But let me know if you enjoyed that video. I'll happily do another one if you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video.